What's going on, guys? It's Luke here. Today we're going to run through this trade recap. We took one trade today. We ended up netting about $280 on all 6 total accounts, 1 Alpha Standard, 5 Top Step accounts, and it's a pretty small trade. I just had faith in price going lower. I knew that we had Asia low as a potential draw. Unfortunately, missed these longs afterwards, so that sucks, but it is what it is. But before we get into this, guys, if you guys want a discount for Alpha Futures, link is in the pinned comment. Best discount if you use code LukeX, and link for the Discord in the pinned comment, all that stuff, so go check that out, and let's get right into this. So coming into the day, I wanted to see going into market open how we were going to respect off of this 15-minute gap right here. Going into market open, we ended up inversing it. I thought we were honestly going to just trade lower off of market open. And market opens up right here. We get this nice bearish close. I wanted to short right here, but again, I just didn't have the range to short towards London low. If we had more room, I would have just shorted initially right to London low. But from London low, we end up reversing. And I kind of wanted to see potentially at this point a continuation model in order to target these highs up here and then up to previous day high. But as you can see right here, we came down and we kind of just chopped around. So by the time it was around 9:50, I just decided to wait for 10 a.m. news because again, we had 10 a.m. red folder news. And I just wanted to wait for that to play out so I didn't get caught in anything. So from there, we get a nice small wick up at 10 a.m. as you can see right here. And we end up putting in this data wick. From there, we kind of just move up, we move down, and then we end up getting this SMT right here. So as you can see, NQ fails to take out this high. But if we look at ES at the same 10 a.m. high, ES takes that high out just barely. So we get a bearish SMT off of that high. Now, I had this 3-minute gap marked out, like I said from before, because this was where I was going to potentially look for continuations higher. You know, if we got displacement off this gap to the upside, I was going to look for longs. So finally, right here on this 3-minute candle, we end up getting this strong bearish close after putting in an SMT. And on top of that, we had also delivered out of a 15-minute bearish fair value gap right here. So again, looking at draws and liquidity, we had already taken out London high. We had already taken out Asia high. We took this high out. We had a nice move down off of market open, came back into this 15-minute bearish for value gap and respected it. We wait for news to play out. SMT on the 1 minute off of the data high, the 10 a.m. data high. On the 3-minute, we get this nice close right here, which ends up inversing this 3-minute gap. And this is what I entered off. I see that momentum look bearish. And if you put the replay tool back on, this is what really gave me confidence in this trade. ES at this point was heavily bearish, and it still had London low, it had these lows, and it had Asia low. It had all of this that it could easily come down and take out, and I knew that the momentum was bearish at this point. Like, it just was leaning bearish. I'm like, there's a high probability we come down lower before we continue back up. So I entered straight off this 3-minute candle close, got a fill at about 7:01, and as soon as we took this internal low out right here, because I knew we'd probably want to run through this like kind of trend line liquidity right here. So as soon as we took that out, I went break even, and then I took full TP at Asia low, and I was going to actually consider holding lower, but I wanted to just take my profits. I was fine with that, and just to go into the weekend, I wanted to just take my profits. And unfortunately, didn't catch the longs. If we caught the longs up here, we could have targeted all the way up to previous day high, but it is what it is. We still end up catching the win today. So just to recap it one more time, coming into the day, we get that 15-minute inversion off of market open. We come down and we end up taking out London low. We get a retrace back up into this 15-minute bearish for value gap right here. Rejection, we wait for the news. We get an SMT, a small SMT off of the data high. 3-minute inversion on this strong bearish close right here. We target pretty much right to Asia low. Stops right here. Gave me about a 1.4R, 1.38. And yeah, that was it. So break even at this internal low. So that's it from you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Again, end the week off pretty solid week. I'm happy with it this week, and we'll be back to it on Monday, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.